My mother, Leah Shalom, was in the death marches. And at one point they dragged him off and they sent him off to slave labor. And they put him on a flatbed truck. They drove many miles, exposed to the elements, and they were brought to a mountain, and they were told to carry big, big rocks to the top of the mountain. And those who stumbled, those who couldn't make it to the top of the mountain, collapsed and were shot on the spot. And of course, every day, there were less and less girls making it back to the truck. My mother said at that point, she was, 16 or 17 years old, so she weighed 60 pounds. And she said she's not getting off the truck. And another woman went over to her and said, why aren't you getting off the truck? She said, what's the point? I'm going to collapse under the rack just to be a comedy skit for the Germans? I'm not getting off the truck. She said, you have to. I'm not. I am. I'm not. She said, I can't. You understand? You can't stay here. I said, what do I have to live for? My parents have been killed. My brother was killed. My sister was killed. I'm going to die. Why do I have to live for? Why? She says, because life is a gift and you're obligated to try. She said, I can't do it. My feet aren't carrying me. And this woman said to my mother, I will carry you. And she carried her. And she carried her up the mountain and back down. I never heard the story until my oldest daughter, Baruch Hashem now married many years with children, Kanai Nahara, got engaged. And my mother, then in her 80s, came to the engagement party, the Vart at Noyim. She came with a walker she was using then. And my son-in-law's grandmother said to her, I knew they knew each other, but I didn't know the details. She says to my mother, throw away the walker. And my mother says to her, why, are you going to carry me again? And that's when I asked my mother, what was that supposed to mean? And she told me the story. So I said to this woman, her name was Rebbetzin Trauber, father, my in-law's mother, right? My son-in-law's grandmother. I said to her, did you realize, she was a great heroine during the war. She saved a lot of people's lives. I said, you realize when you were carrying this 17-year-old girl, which made no sense, you're carrying her, you barely have enough strength yourself. And what are you carrying her for? What are the hopes of survival? Did you realize that you're carrying your grandchildren? Because they have 7 children. Do you realize you're carrying your own grandchildren? And I think that one of the things the Satan wants to tell us, he wants to tell us that there's no point. What is the point of trying? In our own limited, very limited vision, there's no place to go. And Hashem says, move on. Move on, you try. Hashem makes connections. And every single day of our life, that's what it says in the Zohar, Limnos Yomeinu Kein Hoda. Every single day of our life, there are connections that are made where if we have the courage to live up to the test of the day, we make those connections. And what we're doing is we're making those connections for our own future generations. Satan always wants to come and say, give up. There's no point. Don't move on.